Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, have you ever looked at a quarter and thought, could this be worth more than 25 cents? Well, if that quarter happens to be from 1776 to 1976, you might want to take a much closer look. Because today, we're diving deep into the world of the bicentennial quarter, a coin that might look common, but could secretly be a collector's jackpot. Now, before you empty your coin jar, let's get into why this coin was even made. The dual date, 1776 to 1976, marks 200 years of American independence. And to celebrate, the U.S. Mint released a special design, and not just for the quarter, but for the half-dollar and dollar coins too. The quarter got a bold new reverse side, showing a colonial drummer boy, standing proud, with a torch encircled by 13 stars. That design alone makes it stand out, but not every bicentennial quarter is created equal. The mint struck hundreds of millions of these coins. Most were made for circulation, meaning they're still found in pocket change today. These were struck in Philadelphia and Denver. But a much smaller number was minted in San Francisco. And here's where things start to get interesting. San Francisco struck proof coins, high-quality coins made for collectors, in both clad and 40% silver. Yes, silver. And these silver coins are where the serious value starts to show up. If your quarter feels heavier, sounds different when dropped, or came in a special set, it could be one of these. But even within this mountain of bicentennial quarters, some coins are far more rare, and worth a whole lot more. Collectors go crazy over errors. And this coin has a few that make it especially desirable. We're talking about double dies, where the lettering or the drummer's features appear doubled. Or off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned. There are even dramatic examples where part of the coin design is missing, or struck on the wrong planchet altogether. Another big factor is condition. The highest graded coins, think MS 67 or higher, are extremely rare. Even tiny imperfections can knock the value way down. But a flawless bicentennial quarter, with sharp details and that mint luster? That's a coin collectors will fight for. So how much can it be worth? Let's talk real numbers. Most bicentennial quarters you find in change are still worth face value, just 25 cents. Even circulated silver versions might only bring a few dollars. But rare error coins, or ultra-high-grade examples, are a different story. A San Francisco proof silver quarter, still in its original government packaging, can sell for $20 to $40. But one pristine, high-grade silver example recently sold at auction for over $2,000. Even more shocking, a rare error bicentennial quarter struck on a 1976 dime planchet sold for more than $7,000. So the next time you come across a 1776 to 1976 quarter, don't just toss it aside. Flip it over. Look closely. Listen to the sound. You might just be holding a tiny piece of history, and maybe even a treasure in your hand. Thanks for watching, and if you love rare coins, strange errors, and the thrill of the hunt, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell for more discoveries just like this. Top 2. We are diving deep into the story of a coin that many people overlook, but coin collectors know it holds some fascinating secrets. The United States quarter dollar from 1977. Yes, just a regular-looking quarter from 1977, or is it? This coin might be sitting quietly in your change right now. It's not silver, not shiny like a proof, and it might even look a bit worn out. But there's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye, and if you know what to look for, this little piece of metal could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Let's start with the basics. The 1977 quarter was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was no longer using silver in regular coins. So no, this isn't a silver quarter. It's made of copper nickel, like most coins from the 70s. But what makes this coin special is not its metal, it's the rare errors and the minting quality that turns it into a hidden gem. Millions of these quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, the ones with the D mint mark. There are also a smaller number from San Francisco, but those were mostly proof coins made for collectors. Still, even though hundreds of millions were made, only a tiny fraction are valuable today. And here's where it gets exciting: the key is rarity through imperfection. You see, some of the 1977 quarters came out with errors, mint mistakes that slipped through unnoticed. These are the coins collectors love the most. One rare error is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing or pushed to one side. The more dramatic the off-center, the higher the value. Another favorite among collectors is the double die, where you can actually see a ghost-like doubling on the date, the word "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These errors are subtle, but when spotted, they can multiply the value of the coin instantly. Then there's the clipped planchet error, where a small curved chunk is missing from the edge of the coin, a factory mistake that turns a common coin into a conversation piece. And sometimes, these quarters were even struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally minted on metal blanks meant for dimes or foreign coins. That's when things get really rare, and really valuable, but that's not all. Even a regular 1977 quarter can become special if it's in near-perfect condition. We're talking about coins graded MS-67 or higher, with perfect luster, no scratches, and razor-sharp details. These high-grade coins are extremely difficult to find, especially in circulation. Most coins get scratched, worn down, or damaged over time. But those rare few that survive in pristine condition? They go straight into collectors' vaults. Now let's talk money. If you have a regular, circulated 1977 quarter, it's probably worth exactly what it says, 25 cents. Even in decent condition, it might be worth $1 or $2 to the right buyer. But if you find a coin with a double die error, or an off-center strike, you could be looking at values ranging from $50 to a few $100s, depending on the severity of the error and the condition. But here's the best part: some of the highest graded 1977 quarters, certified by professional grading companies, have sold at auction for over $1,500. And a rare off-metal error, a 1977 quarter struck on a dime planchet, fetched a stunning $3,000 at auction. So before you toss that old quarter in your pocket or drop it into a vending machine, take a second. Look closer. Because hidden among the everyday coins, there might just be a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 3, we are unlocking the secrets behind one of the most mysterious quarters in American coin history, the 1966 United States quarter dollar. At first glance, it might look like just another coin from the 60s, but trust me, there's a lot more hidden beneath its copper-nickel surface. Now here's the twist: this coin was struck in the heart of one of the most unusual chapters in U.S. mint history. In 1965, the mint stopped producing 90% silver coins. That was the end of an era. But 1966. That was the year the mint was trying to fix a nationwide coin shortage, and they did something very different. They made millions of coins, but without any mint marks at all. That's right, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco, no P for Philadelphia. So if you're holding a 1966 quarter, you might wonder where it came from. Well, we may never know for sure, and that mystery adds to its collector appeal. But wait, it gets better, because this was a transitional time. Mistakes happened. And for coin collectors, mistakes are golden. Some 1966 quarters were struck with dramatic errors that are now worth hundreds, even thousands, of dollars. Imagine finding a double die error, where the date or letters like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear slightly doubled. These aren't easy to spot, they require a sharp eye or even a magnifying glass. But for the collectors who find one, it's like striking gold. Then there's the off-center strike, where the entire design is pushed too far in one direction, sometimes cutting off part of Washington's head or missing some of the text. The more off-center it is, the more it's worth. One of the rarest, and most valuable, errors is the wrong planchet strike. That's when a quarter is accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These errors are extremely scarce, but they do exist, and they're the kind of find that gets collectors buzzing. Now here's something most people don't know: because 1966 quarters don't have mint marks, and because so many were made, finding one in high-grade condition is a serious challenge. Most circulated quarters from that year are scratched, worn, or dulled from decades of use. But a coin in mint state condition, with a crisp strike, full details, and that original shine, is a true rarity. Collectors hunt for coins graded MS-65 and above, especially with full drum lines on Washington's hair and sharp edge details. A coin in this condition can demand serious attention at auctions. So, what about the money? Let's talk real numbers now. A regular 1966 quarter in circulated condition is usually worth its face value, just 25 cents. But if you have a 1966 quarter in brilliant uncirculated condition, its value can jump to $10 to $50, depending on the grade. Now for the rare stuff, a double die era quarter from 1966 can bring in hundreds of dollars. And a high-grade, professionally graded MS-67 coin has sold at auction for over $2,500, and the most jaw-dropping find? A 1966 quarter struck on a dime planchet, that tiny, thin error, sold for more than $3,000 at auction. So before you toss that old 1966 quarter into a vending machine, take a closer look. That plain-looking coin might just be hiding a small fortune. It could be a forgotten piece of history, or a collector's dream. Top 4, we are going deep into the world of a coin that most people don't even look at twice, the 1982 United States quarter dollar. You've probably seen it. You might even have one in your pocket or old drawer right now. But don't let its plain look fool you. This coin hides some of the most fascinating secrets of modern American coinage, and for collectors, it's a treasure worth chasing. Now, let's rewind to the early 1980s. The U.S. Mint was going through some serious changes. In 1982, for the first time in modern history, they didn't produce any uncirculated mint sets. That's right, no special collector sets were made. That might not sound like a big deal, but it meant that the only 1982 quarters that survived were those released straight into circulation, and that created a problem for collectors. Finding a 1982 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition became incredibly difficult. Most were used in daily life, spent, scratched, and tossed around for years. That makes high-grade examples from this year far more rare than most people realize, but there's more. In 1982, the Mint made two different versions of the quarter, one from Philadelphia, with no mint mark, and one from Denver, with a D mint mark. But there's a twist. The Denver Mint released two varieties, one with a strong D and another with a weak D, where the mint mark is faint, barely visible, or even looks like it's fading away. That faint D variety? It's one of the most hunted down coins of the 1980s. Collectors love it, because it's not technically an error, but it's a minting anomaly that adds rarity and mystery. And any anomaly means value. Now let's talk about actual errors, the kind that can take a quarter from pocket change to a showstopper. Imagine finding a double die quarter from 1982, where parts of the design, like the date or the word Liberty, appear doubled. It's subtle, but once spotted, these coins can sell for serious money. Or even better, an off-center strike, where the coin was not aligned properly during minting. The result? A quarter where part of the design is missing or shifted off to one side. The more off-center, the more valuable the coin. There are also reports of 1982 quarters struck on the wrong planchet, like a blank meant for a nickel or even a foreign coin. These extremely rare pieces are like the holy grail for error coin collectors. Even without errors, condition is everything. If you find a 1982 quarter that still has its full luster, sharp details, and no wear, you might be holding something very special. Especially if it's the Philadelphia version, which tends to come in lower quality due to high production volume. Now, let's talk real numbers, the part you've been waiting for. A worn, circulated 1982 quarter is still worth face value, just 25 cents. But if you find a high-grade 1982 D or 1982 P quarter, especially one graded MS-65 or higher, it could fetch between $50 and $200, depending on the condition. That rare weak D variety? In mint state condition, it's been sold for over $500, and the top-tier coins? A perfect condition 1982 P quarter, graded MS-68 by a professional grading service, has sold at auction for more than $1,500. Meanwhile, a major error coin from 1982, like a quarter struck on the wrong planchet, has reached over $3,000 in private sales and public auctions. So next time you spot a 1982 quarter in your change, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You might be holding a key date, a minting mystery, or a rare error that collectors would pay big money to get their hands on. Top 5, and last coin, we are exploring a coin that might look ordinary, but it's far from it, the 1973 United States quarter dollar. You've probably seen one, maybe even spent one, but what if I told you some of these coins could be worth a lot more than face value? The 1973 quarter was struck at 3 U.S. mints, Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The ones from San Francisco were not made for circulation, they were proof coins, created with mirror-like surfaces, sold only in special collector sets. But if one of those proof coins ever made it into your change, you're looking at a rare find. While the 1973 quarter isn't made of silver, it still holds value, not because of what it's made of, but because of rarity, condition, and errors. And believe me, this year has some amazing errors that collectors go crazy for. One of the most exciting errors is the double die, where parts of the design appear doubled, especially the date or the word Liberty. These are hard to spot without magnification, but they can be worth a lot. Another rare error is the off-center strike. That's when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, and part of the design is missing. The further off-center, the more valuable. Some off-center quarters with clear dates have sold for serious money. Then there are clipped planchets, where a piece of the coin is literally missing from the edge due to a cutting mistake at the mint. And even rarer are wrong planchet errors, where a quarter was struck on a blank meant for a dime or a foreign coin. These weigh less, look strange, and are extremely collectible. Even regular 1973 quarters can be worth money, but only in top condition. Coins graded MS-65 or higher are tough to find, especially since no uncirculated mint sets were made that year. Most quarters from 1973 were used in everyday life, making pristine examples rare. Now, let's talk value. A worn 1973 quarter is usually worth just 25 cents. A proof version from San Francisco in good shape is worth around $10 to $20. A high-grade 1973 D or 1973 P quarter in MS-65 or better condition can sell for $50 to $200. One beautiful MS-67 example sold at auction for over $1,500, and the real stars? A 1973 quarter with a dramatic off-center strike or wrong planchet error has sold for more than $3,000. So next time you see a 1973 quarter, take a closer look. It might just be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you love coins, collectibles, and the thrill of finding hidden value in your pocket change, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, because your next rare coin might be closer than you think.